Hi, welcome friends and family to a very wet Highlands in Scotland. It's really good to see the burn refilling. So today, in between showers, I thought I would give a little bit of an update of where I'm at with the kitchen garden, what I'm growing and how it's doing. So I've been making the most of the growing space that I've got. I've been using lots of containers until we get the rest of the growing space sorted out in the kitchen garden. As I go around the garden, you'll be able to see lots and lots of calendula that I planted. Now this has been giving me lots and lots of flowers, which is absolutely lovely. Unfortunately, they are quite short-lived, so they don't last very long, but I just need to make sure that I keep on top of the deadheading, and that just encourages lots more flowers to come out. I've also been picking some of the flowers first thing in the morning, after the morning dew, but before the sun gets too hot, so the flowers are not completely open, and I've got them drying in the house at the moment, and I will be using those later on for another project. I also like to use the petals for drying and making into teas. The leaves are also edible, but it's not something I have ever tasted or tried, because I grow them for the flowers. I also wanted a lot more this year to encourage a lot more pollinators into the garden, given that it's a new kitchen garden. I want a lot more wildlife, and hopefully that attracts the pollinators, so that I can leave Mother Nature to help with the pollinating of the vegetables. I've also used some tin cans that have just got some drainage holes in the bottom, and we just made sure that the edges weren't sharp. Well, Adam did, I didn't. And I've just planted them up with some Swiss chard bright lights, and there's the red one there, and in the middle you can see that we've been harvesting lots and lots of lettuce off this just one plant. So it's amazing what you can get from just one plant. You'll also see throughout the garden that I have used various ways of covering the ground whilst I'm not using it, to protect it from growing weeds and just making my job a whole lot harder. So this membrane has been down actually for a couple of years now, until I can get round to doing the works, the various projects that I've gone over in another video, and once they've been done, then I'll be able to work on this garden properly. So we've got calendula growing in pots just up the steps. They're just gorgeous. It's moving in here. This was pak choi that has now gone to seed. Pak choi doesn't like too much heat, so as soon as it got really warm, then it bolted and went to seed. But once it cools down a little bit, I will look to plant in some more seeds, so that we've got some more pak choi to look forward to. You see, I've got a row of cabbages, and I've got a row of purple sprouting broccoli, and then we've got some kale. See the kale sticking out there. And then we've got Brussels sprouts at the back. This is the thing that I will do. One of the things that I will do differently next year is that I won't plant the seeds quite as early, because I really did get a bit excitable in springtime and I planted lots and lots of seeds. Hence why I had to find another brassica bed, because I completely run out of space. So I will try and contain myself a little bit more when it comes to springtime next year. Can't guarantee it though. So walking through, don't have to use the hose pipe quite as much at the moment, which is good. Using the water out of the water barrel. So let's head over to the greenhouse. Oh, look at that sunflower. This is a dwarf sunflower. Oh, just gorgeous. And we've got my pelargonium here. This is Regal Lord Butte, and once it's in full flower, it is just stunning. Rosemary. And this is my Blackberry Bush. Came from a cutting from a community garden. I've got some Nicotania and some more Calendula and some lemon balm. Hoping to get another crop off this because I dry my lemon balm for teas. Lots of medicinal uses. There I've got my dahlias, which are just starting to come into flower. That was that's a cutting, and that is as well. And that's where they all came from. So that was my first dahlia. I don't know what variety they are because they were gifted. They're doing good. And these were my leftover potatoes. They're the same variety, the Morris Piper. So I just grew them in bags instead. They're doing good. Around here is a bit of a nursery. I've got lots of herbs that are waiting to go in. So in my nursery area, I've got lots of cuttings and plants that I've grown on that are waiting to go into their final place. But until I've got that area cleared and I've actually developed that area, then I don't want to go and plant anything that's going to be there permanently until I'm ready to do so. So hence why I've got lots of plants, lots of cuttings, all growing on that will gradually get potted on until I'm ready to get them planted out into their appropriate areas in the garden. So around here, these are also cuttings. I've got some elder, and I've got, that's a black currant, and these ones in front are willow and some more black currant at the back. And just in bags over here, I'm just growing the primrose that I had planted over winter and springtime, and I'm just looking after these here, and I'll plant them out again come autumn time. So because a lot of people actually just compost these, they throw them out and they buy new, whereas people that know me knows that I don't like waste. I don't like throwing things away if I can help it. So I will look after these throughout the summer and then replant them in autumn to give us some colour in springtime. Don't have to throw them away. Into the greenhouse. Tomatoes are doing great. So this one is a variety called Shirley, which is growing pretty tall. And then we've got a Tigerella. In fact, I've got a couple of Tigerellas. And then these ones are money makers, which is always a firm favourite. And we've got some sweet basil growing along with the tomatoes. See how the tomatoes have self-seeded? So I've got one there, and I've got one there just starting. So all the tomatoes that I've got growing up the supports are all indeterminate tomatoes. So that means that I have pruned them quite a bit to improve the airflow around the greenhouse and to encourage the plant to put the growth onto the height and to the actual producing of the tomatoes. Now I do have two determinate tomato plants which are called Tomato Sun Arctic, which are supposed to like the cooler weather. However, they didn't get off to the best start. They are coming good now, but I won't be pruning those because they are determinate, so they will be shorter and bushier. So I'll let you know how I get on with those. But that's what they look like just now. They are starting to get some flowers on, so we'll just see how we go with them. It's all an experiment. So out we go. Again, I've covered over everywhere that I possibly can cover to give me the time to spend on the growing and the preparation of the next growing area. So just in this little bed here that I just made up, surrounded by stones, I've got some Swiss chard bright lights. So this is my courgette plants, and we've had lots of male flowers. Now the female flowers have just started to come good, so once it dries off I might have to give them a wee hand with a little paintbrush to help with the pollination from the male flowers to the female flowers. So here's a really good example. You can see that that's a male flower on its stem, and that's a female flower, and there's another one there. I've also got some sweet corn in this bed, and I've got a sunflower that was gifted, and also I've got just a quick crop that I will be picking of radish. So I've tried to plant as things have gotten bigger, then the smaller things that I will be taking out and using in the kitchen. Now this was my new Rhubarb Crown. Now I've been quite disappointed with it because I would have expected to see some growth by now, but I have had a problem with badgers. Never had to deal with badgers before, so this one is completely new to me. I had come out and I'd seen a hole down the side of the rhubarb, so I think the badger might have disturbed the tubers and the roots of that, because badgers will eat anything, and they love the decent sized seeds and tubers, as I'll be able to show you as you go around the rest of the kitchen garden. So I'm hoping, I'm trying to give it lots of TLC, but I'm not holding out much hope at the moment, but I'll leave it and just see what happens. So in this first row I just put in a little bit of spinach, a calendula to encourage the pollinators, as I said before, my garlic that was planted this year, so I'm not expecting great things, but hopefully once I plant the autumn planted garlic for next year, hopefully I'll have a really good yield, but we'll wait and see, you never know. So in the next part of the first row, I'd originally planted beetroot, and I'd also planted some salad leaves, mixed salad leaves, down the middle, with a view to the salad leaves will be done and gone before the beetroot needs the space. And as the salad leaves have grown, I've made space in the middle to put some baby leeks, with a view to the salad leaves will be used, the leeks will be able to take over, and in between times the beetroot will be harvested, and that'll just leave the leeks to continue growing. That's the thought process. So next I've had some parsley growing there, just about to go to seed. And then we've got my main crop, potatoes. And as you can see, they've grown pretty tall, taller than what I would normally expect, but there's a reason for that. As you can see, this tree overhangs the vegetable garden and creates a big shadow. And as a result, you can see that the potatoes and the onion in some places have been reaching for the light. And that's one of the reasons why they have gone extremely tall and extremely leggy. But that's one of the things that we will look to amend for next year. That's on our list of things to do. So in the next row, I've got the onions. These were all grown from onion sets. I think there's about 150 red and white onions, which are very nicely. And down the middle, about halfway, I do have some small carrots. Now these carrots are called Bambino because I knew that I was building on top of rocks here, so I knew that there wouldn't be enough depth for a normal sized carrot, so I chose a variety called Bambino, so I know that I will get small carrots, but the variety is designed for that. So I'll just see how I get on, but knowing that I know not to expect a great long beautiful carrot, I'll just have a short beautiful carrot. Now I've got the carrots planted in between the onions to hopefully deter the good old carrot fly. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So down at the bottom of this row, this is where all my salad, or most of the salad has come. Just now we've got red and green. This is red and green salad bowl lettuce. So this was actually my first planting of salad leaves, and I've been incredibly impressed. So this area has kept us going in salad for a good number of weeks now, so I'm really, really pleased with that. I did have some spinach growing in between the salad earlier on in the season, which we've had. We've used it in the kitchen, and now it's a little bit too warm for spinach. But I'll be looking, as soon as it starts cooling down again, then I'll be looking to plant another batch of spinach to take us into the cooler months. I've also got some beautiful nasturtiums, which of course are all edible. So the leaves are edible, the flowers are edible, plus the bees love them. And what I've also done for the succession planting is on this side I've got some celery. So I've got a row of celery down that side, and then down that side I've got a row of celeriac. So as the salad leaves finish, the celery and the celeriac will take over. So to extend the production of the salad leaves that I have, I always just take the outside leaves as and when I need them. I don't cut the entire lettuce, I just use the outside leaves and leave the rest of the plant to continue to grow. And that way you extend how much you would be able to get in produce from your garden. So you can see here that we've just taken from the edge and we're just working our way in. Eventually it will become too bitter, and then it will go in the compost. Now starting down the last row, because I've only got three rows at the moment, is the container that I've got here. This is full of chard, so it's a plain chard, and then I've got the bright lights which are my favourite. But this will be cleared shortly. You can see some that's been at the leaves there. So I will harvest that and I will clear it to get ready to plant something else in there. Just like the tin cans, this is another example of how you can extend your growing capacity in a very small area. Use what you have, use the containers, be very random. I do like to see random growing containers, but you don't need a big garden to grow food for your kitchen table. This is a fab pea and bean support that Adam made me, just out of stuff that he had in the garage. But it's certainly doing its job and it looks really rustic. I'm really pleased with it. So here we've got, this is my main crop peas, which are starting to come into flower. And so you can see the pods underneath. So a bit more rain, a bit more sunshine. We'll see some peas growing on there. Now unfortunately I've got a bit of a gap here. You can see I've put the netting back up, but this is where the badger made his little tunnel through to the rest of the garden and decided to dig up all the seeds that I'd planted. So there was no baby peas coming through there. And here we've got the dwarf green beans. So I'm looking forward to them starting to shoot some beans shortly. But yes, I've got them protected with the netting to try and deter the badger. Don't want to hurt the badger, but just to try and deter him. Don't mind sharing with nature, but you can leave us some. And next we've got the wonderful mange too that has just gone crazy. And we've got lots of flowers, and that's actually started to attach itself to the tree. So it really has become a fight for the light. But hence why I needed this so tall, because that's what the mange too like. And we've got lots of mange too coming. So we've got definitely the making of a stir fry. Not too soon. And then that leads me on to, we've got another bean plant here. I don't know what variety it is. It was gifted to me. So that will be a surprise. I have got a few wee sweet peas going on here, which a lovely friend gave me that she had excess. So she gave me some lovely sweet peas. So hopefully they'll come good, but we'll see. And also here, this is one of my experiments. It's a soybean. Now, I've never ever grown soybeans before, and it's not gotten very big so far. I actually planted 6 soybeans. Some were for a friend. We do a plant swap. So some were that, and I saved 2 for myself. One unfortunately died, and this is the last surviving one. So I'll see how it does this year, and if it doesn't come very good, then I'll do a bit of research over winter time and see what I can do better next year. Now it's starting to rain, so I better get a shovel on. So this is all broccoli, which is a bit early, and a beautiful sunflower, another dwarf sunflower. And we've got a sweet pea making its way up the trellis. And at the very end, just to use up the space, I've got some kale. Again, I got carried away with the kale. So I'm relatively pleased with what we've managed to get done in such a short space of time. Especially, I didn't know how it was going to work out building the soil on top of rock. I've taken refuge in the greenhouse, but this rain doesn't look like it's going to stop anytime soon. So I think I'm going to make a mad dash for it. But for now, I will bid you a farewell. Thank you so much for joining me here today, and I will see you in the next video.